Thank you all for being with us today. Welcome to our Fort Bend County press conference on our severe weather press conference. So without further ado, I'm going to announce our Fort Bend County Judge, KP George.
Muchas gracias por estar aquí en esta conferencia de prensa relacionada al severo tiempo que vamos a venir. Entonces vamos a anunciar al juez.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think it is good afternoon. Yeah. Thank you for joining us here today. This afternoon, we will, as you can see right now, outside is sunny and a little bit windy, but it is going to get cold, and everything is going to change moving forward. And we are actually expect the temperature will be dropping to the 30s by Monday, and also some predictions are showing that the temperatures on Tuesday is going to fall into the teens. That means 18 or below. And that is something we are not that used to. So we want to make sure we are informing and preparing our citizens. And also I wanted to say safety and security of our staff, our citizens, are number one priority for me and also the leaders who will be talking today, and it is a top priority. As your county judge and director of emergency management, my goal is to share important information regarding this upcoming weather event and better prepare our residents. Due to our exponential growth in Fort Bend County, and people are moving every day, moving to Fort Bend from all over the country, from all over the world. And the why I'm saying that it is important to say this to people because many of them never experienced, Snowstorm Uri, if you remember, 3 years ago. And I'm joined here today with our county leadership and also the jurisdictions who, our partners, other jurisdictions who take care of our citizens in this kind of weather conditions. They will also share all the valuable information our citizens need to learn and understand and keep themselves and their families safe. And please listen to the safety tips. Yeah. Go ahead, ma'am.
Bueno, muchas gracias por estar aquí el día de hoy y sabemos que hoy es un día soleado, es un día con viento, pero sabemos que las temperaturas van a bajar y estamos prediciendo que para el día lunes van a estar en los 30 grados y para el día martes van a estar en los 18 grados. Entonces, nuestra prioridad es nuestra comunidad y queremos que estén juntos o con nosotros para que podamos darle toda esta información de prevención para su seguridad. Y también vamos a darle información y distintas maneras para que usted pueda prepararse y todos nuestros residentes estén preparados para estas condiciones. Y también va a estar en nuestro equipo aquí y van a poder darle distintas informaciones referente a este tiempo que vamos a estar teniendo.
Thank you. Before I will bring each and every one of the county leaders to talk about, I just wanted to introduce our team. I'm here joined by our EOC, Office of Emergency Management Manager, Greg Babst, and of course from the Sheriff Fagan's office, Assistant Chief Deputy to Sheriff Mr. Wong, our Road Commissioner Scott Weichardt, Fire Marshal Jason Urich, Health and Human Services Director, Dr. Gail Law, our EMS Director, Chief Waite, Animal Services Director, Rene Vasquez, and of course, our community partner, Brandon Bucker from Attack Poverty. And they all have safety information and to share with you to better prepare for this weather event. And I just wanted to say, also you all know that our county is no stranger to the unpredictable weather, and should also say severe weather conditions, but it is crucial that our residents remain weather aware and take important safety steps to address this possible severe weather conditions. And I urge our residents to sign up to receive important safety tips, safety alerts, and also other important information by signing up to 888-777, the number, and also you punch in FBC alert so that you could be part of that alert system, and also check our social media platform and well informed.
Bueno, ahora voy a introducir a nuestro equipo, a quienes va a estar dando información el día de hoy. El manager de la preparación de emergencias, el señor Greg Babs, y también el Sheriff's Office, el asistente diputado, el señor Wong, el comisionado de carreteras, el señor Scott Wigat, nuestro departamento de Fire Department es el señor Justin Jurek, y recursos, recursos humanos y de ciudad y de la salud, el doctor Gailey Lowe, emergencia y MS, el director, que es el del señor Dudley Wade, el servicio de animales, René Basket, y Brandon Baca es referente a la pobreza. Sabemos que nuestro condado no es extraño a estos severos tiempos, ¿no? Y estas condiciones tan cruciales. Por eso queremos que nuestra comunidad y nuestros residentes estén preparados y estén seguros para estas condiciones climáticas. También le queremos informar a nuestros residentes que por favor puedan inscribirse a través de su celular para que ustedes puedan recibir todas las alertas de emergencias necesarias que va a tener nuestra comunidad para ustedes. Ustedes lo pueden hacer en su celular y lo que tienen que hacer es mandar un mensaje de texto y poner FB alert al número 888-777 y ahí puede usted contactarse con nuestras distintas plataformas.
Thank you. At this time, I will ask Greg Babs to come up and give us an overview on action plans, coordinated efforts, multi-jurisdictional effort, and warming centers. Greg?
Thank you, Judge. Thank you to all the departments throughout the county and to all of our stakeholders and our partners as we prepared for this event. The Emergency Operations Center is currently activated to monitor the weather situation and make sure the resources are lined up so we are ready for potential developments. As of the latest weather update, we got this weather update at 10:30 today through the National Weather Service here in Houston, Galveston. There's an Arctic cold front, as we know, bringing sub-freezing temperatures for possibly Sunday night. That is more of a prediction at this point still, but it's still an action item that we're looking at right now. So there might be some sub-freezing temperatures starting Sunday night now. Moving into Monday and into Tuesday, those are going to be our coldest days. And then we're still looking at some prediction levels for Wednesday, but Wednesday day is supposed to be those freezing temperatures. Moving into the night, there's still some discussion of what those will look like. But we're preparing for Sunday all the way through Wednesday for the Emergency Operations Center. Luckily, there's minimal moisture in the air, which is key, right? So that precipitation level is down between 20%, and it's for the eastern side of the Houston-Galveston region and up on the northern side, as National Weather Service is predicting right now. Very low limits for Fort Bend County right now on the precipitation. So that's what we're following right now. The Emergency Operations Center is on daily calls with the Texas Department State Operations Center and the National Weather Service forecast through the Emergency Operations Center. Obviously, any weather event, it affects everyone. So in an effort to maintain collaboration, the EOC began requesting daily situational reports from all county departments, local jurisdictions, private partners, as well as later this afternoon, the EOC will host conference calls with our jurisdictions to discuss current situations and potential needs throughout the entire county. Do you need me to stop? Okay. Okay, excellent. Also to make sure everyone has a place to stay warm. We want to emphasize that, right? We're all about preparedness, but we also want everyone to prepare for themselves. So we're telling you now, Look for those areas to go to seek shelter for warmth, right? Friends, neighbors, and those locations that you can use on your own to go out and get warm if you don't have those capabilities for yourself. Warming centers. All right, after the press conference today, you will see some posts and some information, press releases, and everything going out for warming centers in Fort Bend County. We are in coordination with all of our libraries here in the county to work with them on some warming centers. That information will be pushed out. Attack Poverty, they've also extended and helping us. You'll hear more from Brandon Baca on that for their warming centers. And then we're also working with the YMCAs in the county. Once I get on with the jurisdictional calls today too, I'll look to see what the other jurisdictions are opening up to. And again, we'll be pushing all this information out so everybody has awareness of those locations of the warming center. We're also coordinating with the Texas Department of Emergency Management on their websites through the state for them to post this stuff too. So lots of locations for you, for the citizens to be able to grab this information. I want to remind everybody, stay weather aware. And that means follow us on Facebook. Or sign up for our FBC alert, as the judge mentioned, 888-777. Text that number and then put in the text block, FBC alert, all one word, all caps. And you'll be able to sign up for our weather alerts. You can also follow us on Instagram, which our handle is FBC_HS.EM. And our Twitter page and Facebook page, which is Homeland Security Emergency Management, Fort Bend County. If you have no availability to any of those means, you can also tune in to AM 1670, and on that radio station, and on those broadcasts, we are putting out all of our emergency information out there also. As always, the staff of the Emergency Operations Center is working hard with all of our departments, everyone inside the Emergency Operations Center, and we will continue to monitor the weather event. Please follow social media. Thank you. Stay warm.
Okay, thank you so much. Bueno, el Departamento de Emergencias está activando y monitoreando las situaciones del tiempo para estar seguro que tenemos todos los recursos alineados para las posibles temperaturas. El tiempo está frío en el Ártico y está trayendo temperaturas de congelamiento y posiblemente van a ser para el domingo a la noche, lunes a la noche y el martes a la noche. Vamos a tener estas temperaturas. Por suerte, la tempestad no está, el moisture no está muy elevado y el EOC está dando continuamente informaciones al Departamento de Operaciones del Estado de Texas y también para el clima, el tiempo nacional del Servicio Nacional nos está dando todas las informaciones. Obviamente, con ningún otro evento, estamos haciendo todo lo posible para colaborar con el EOC y entonces poder tener los reportes de los distintos departamentos y de las distintas jurisdicciones y entidades privadas. Y el EOC va a tener una conferencia con las distintas jurisdicciones para discutir esas situaciones que estamos teniendo y las necesidades también. También tenemos distintos lugares de calentamiento. Queremos que usted sepa de estos lugares y también es importante que usted esté atento y usted puede estar en contacto con las distintas con las alertas de emergencia, información. Puede seguirnos en Facebook, puede seguirnos en Instagram, en Twitter y también, como le dijimos anteriormente, hacerlo a través del sistema de texto por el FBC mayúsculas alerta. También puede tener la información en seguir estas condiciones climáticas en la AM 1670, o sea que tiene distintos medios de comunicación para que usted entonces pueda informarse de todos estos problemas de las temperaturas bajas. Queremos que estén seguros. Gracias.
Thank you. At this time, as you can see, we have a robust emergency response plan lined up. This means staying informed about the current weather conditions and being proactive in preparing for potential threats. At this time, I will ask the Chief Deputy, Mr. Wong, from representing Sheriff Eric Fagan, to inform about their department action plans. Go ahead, sir.
Bueno, el diputado Chief ahora nos va a hablar.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to reassure the citizens that the Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office is prepared for this weather event. In preparation, we've done a number of things. We've put all our staff on standby and prepared for mobilization if it's necessary. Patrol deputies, detention personnel, dispatch personnel, and investigators are all on call. During the weather event, we won't release any personnel until personnel is all relieved. So we'll be here continuously 24/7 as always, and we won't be leaving. So if you have an emergency, make sure you contact us through the 911 system or the 281-341-4665 number. In addition, we had our detention center is prepared for disruption of service for medical and food service for our inmates. We're having staff stay over for that. We have food being prepared, and we're ready for preparing food for our staff if we have to stay over in terms of long-term stay. So we're preparing for those events. Our personnel has been in contact with Road and Bridge, the Toll Road Authority, in terms of identifying icy roads, talk about high underpasses and overpasses and highways in an event that they become icy and not passable. In that case, our staff also has, patrol officers have equipment to help barricade and cone off roads and highways. We'll be assisting, like I said, Toll Road and Road and Bridge in that if necessary. We advise the citizens that if you're out and about, please refrain from going out in icy roads. If it's icy road condition, we implore you to stay home. But if you have to go out, make sure you drive slowly and safely. If you see a wet road, possibly a wet road, it may be ice. So slow down, take precautions. If you hit some icy road, and go ahead and do not slam on your brake. Pump your brake and continue to try to control your vehicle. Do not slam on your brake, because that'll make you skid even more. So if you see a barricade up, cones up, don't go around them, don't go through them. Just avoid them, turn around, and go and find a different route. But we will be here 24/7 for the next few days, always in preparing for any emergencies that happen in the county. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, go ahead, ma'am.
Bueno, nos dio la información acá a la oficina del sheriff cómo prepararnos para este tiempo tan frío que vamos a tener, y es importante que estén notificados. Aquí vamos a estar todas las oficinas de patrol, de detención del personal. Vamos a estar investigando toda el área durante este evento, y el personal nos va a tener informados de todo lo que está ocurriendo. Y vamos a tener también acceso, y nos vamos a preparar a posibles necesidades que tengamos en los servicios médicos y también de comida, de alimentación. Y también nuestro equipo se va a contactar con el equipo de los caminos, de los puentes, y la autoridad de los caminos va a estar preparado para poder informarles sobre esos caminos que van a estar, o las rutas y los highways que van a estar con hielo. Entonces le avisamos y le advertimos a todos nuestros ciudadanos que por favor estén dentro de sus casas y que estén precavidos y no vayan a esos caminos que tengan hielo. A veces puede ser que se vean mojados, pero no es agua, puede ser hielo, ¿no? Y entonces no queremos que ponerlos a riesgo, queremos advertirle de eso. Entonces, importante es que permanezcan en sus casas, tomen todo tipo de precaución y, como le dijimos anteriormente, aquí todo nuestro equipo va a estar monitoreando y siempre va a estar informándole, y le volvemos a repetir, usted puede tener toda nuestra información a través del web, puede ir a Facebook, puede ir a Twitter, y es importante también que se registre para recibir los mensajes de texto, como le mencionamos anteriormente. Bueno, le deseamos lo mejor, que estén, aquí estamos siempre para ayudarle y poder informarles. Le voy a mencionar nuevamente dónde pueden mandar, dónde se pueden anotar para recibir los mensajes de alerta, que eso sería muy importante que lo hagan. Es nuevamente FBC Alert, y el número es 888-777. Y ahí puede chequear también todas nuestras plataformas de nuestra social media. Gracias.
Thank you. Especially when you're talking about cold weather, when it comes to any kind of emergency situation, number one issue come up is the road and bridges and how we move. It's about mobility. And so I wanted to invite our road commissioner for Fort Bend County, Scott Biga, to talk about the precautions and also how they're preparing to make sure Fort Bend is continue to moving forward, even in the middle of this weather situation. Scott?
Thank you, Judge. Fort Bend County Road and Bridge will be working with Fort Bend County Office of Emergency Management and with Fort Bend County Sheriff's Department to monitor the status of all the Fort Bend County roads and bridges throughout the county. We will have 4 different service centers throughout the county located, fully staffed and ready with spreader trucks, as we will also be in communication with TxDOT, Texas Department of Transportation, Fort Bend County Toll Road Authority, and all of the surrounding counties for any assistance with any icy conditions or barricades. But most of all, if you don't have to, please be safe on the roads, and if you can, do not travel the roads unless absolutely necessary. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
You want to read that? Okay, sorry.
Bueno, el comisionado de rutas nos estuvo diciendo que van a estar trabajando y operando y monitoreando, ¿no?, todo el condado de Fort Bend, todos los caminos, todas las rutas, todos los puentes, y tenemos 4 centros de servicios localizados a través del condado de Fort Bend, donde van a estar todas las personas y también los camiones, todo lo que sea necesario para poder monitorear, y también la autoridad del Fort Bend Toll. Y van a estar todos los condados también alrededor para asistir en estas condiciones, donde se prevén que los caminos van a estar con hielo para que ustedes puedan estar seguros y por favor que no salgan, ¿no?, en estas condiciones. Gracias.
Yeah, at this time, I will ask our Fort Bend County Fire Marshal, Justin Jurek, to come forward and give us some brief outline how you guys are preparing.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon. As we prepare for the winter event that's approaching, we want to be sure that our citizens are not only prepared but safe. Protecting people, pets, and plants is key in a freeze, but a hard freeze leads to the need to protect pipes. Be sure that you protect your exposed pipes from the freezing temperatures. Wrap your pipes completely as to not leave any areas exposed. If using a heating lamp, be sure and keep the heating lamp free and clear of anything that may burn. Space heaters can be more financially efficient for some, but safety is important. Purchase heaters that have a tip safety switch. This safety device turns the heater off when it is moved in any degree on any side. Keep the heater at least 3 feet away from any flammable materials. Do not use the fuel-fired heaters inside if they are not labeled as inside use. Do not use ovens or stoves as heaters. The gas appliances can create carbon monoxide, and the electric appliances are not designed for this use. Fuel-fired heaters create carbon monoxide, which is colorless and odorless, making it dangerous and potentially deadly. Be sure that your home has a carbon monoxide detector if you have any gas appliances or are using a generator. In the event that power goes out, do not run your generator inside your home. Place a generator a minimum of 10 feet from your home, especially from any door or window. The exhaust from the generator also creates carbon monoxide. If the need arises to use candles, be sure and keep them clear of anything flammable. Do not leave candles unattended and put them out before going to sleep. As always, make sure you have smoke detectors in your home. Give them a quick check to make sure that they are working properly and the batteries are good. Smoke detectors save lives. These are just a few simple, helpful safety tips from our office. Please follow our social media platforms for any more safety information. Thank you, and remember to stay weather aware and safe.
Le vamos a informar sobre el Departamento de Bomberos. Nos dio la información el señor Justin Churek. Bueno, tenemos que estar preparados para estos tiempos y queremos que nuestros ciudadanos estén protegidos y también estén protegidas la gente, las plantas y los animales, porque por estas temperaturas de congelamiento. También es importante que puedan proteger también las pipas de su casa y también los heating lamps. Si va a usar esas lámparas que le va a dar calor, esté segura de que no tenga riesgo a quemarse, y también tenga cuidado con los calentadores, especialmente los que son para una sola parte de su casa o del lugar donde usted esté, y sepa cómo operarlos, ¿no? Cómo usted pueda apagarlos también. Y también es importante que ese calentador lo tenga por lo menos a 3 pies distante de cualquier cosa flamable. Y también, si usted está usando los calentadores que le ponga gasolina, pueden crear monóxido de carbono. Entonces, tiene que estar muy, muy atento de cualquier color extraño o algún olor que esto produzca, porque esto puede ser muy dañino para la salud. Y también los generadores, en caso de que se baje a la luz, usted puede también tener un generador adentro de la casa, y ponga este generador al menos a 10 pies de su casa, de la puerta de la casa o de cualquier ventana. Las velas también tiene que estar segura que no estén cerca de ningún lugar flamable. Y es importante que chequee también los detectores de humo, el smoke detector en sus casas, para que esté funcionando bien. Asegúrese de que tengan también las baterías. Y bueno, todo esto le queremos recordar que es para la seguridad de nuestros ciudadanos. Gracias.
Thank you. At this time, I will invite our Health and Human Services Director, Dr. Gail Loeb, to come forward. And of course, HHS have numerous departments, and your preparation is important for the citizens of our Fort Bend County. Doctor, please come forward.
Thank you, Judge, and good afternoon, everyone. During extreme weather events, Fort Bend County HHS, or Health and Human Services, really partners with Greg Babst and OEM in the County Judge's Office to amplify their messaging. And we do that via our communications department, while we are also actively coordinating with local, state, and regional departments to ensure that you, our residents, particularly those who are most vulnerable, are receiving proper health and preparedness messaging. Our county has a significant number of residents with functional as well as power-dependent medical equipment needs. So it is important that these particular residents are aware and that they sign up for Enable Fort Bend. And that is our medical and functional needs assistance registry that can be accessed at www.enablefortbend.com. Or they can contact our call center at 281-633-7795 to register. Our Environmental Health Division reminds retail food establishments to follow appropriate reporting guidelines for the loss of power and water with regards to food safety. We also have specific messaging for safe food storage and handling during power outages, should they occur, to ensure that illnesses due to ingestion of spoiled foods is minimized. Our Public Health Preparedness Department works very vigorously and in conjunction with OEM to encourage residents to fill prescriptions early, to make plans to stay with family members, as has already been mentioned, to identify safe ways to get there, and even make plans to stay at care facilities if they require power-dependent medical equipment such as hemodialysis. For individuals or families experiencing homelessness and in need of critical emergency assistance during this cold weather, please contact our Social Services Department, again at 281-633-7795. Social services staff will be available to assess over the phone and help individuals or families with available options. As temperatures continue to drop, there's additional health and safety information that our EMS Director, Chief Wade, and our Animal Services Director, Mr. Vasquez, will discuss. I will allow them to do that following, but please remember to follow us on all of our social media platforms at Fort Bend Health. Thank you.
Nos ha dado el reporte del Departamento de Health and Human Services la directora Dr. Gail Lowe. Y debido a estos extremos tiempos, el Departamento de Fort Bend Health and Human Services nos estamos dando la información sobre las emergencias y estamos trabajando junto con el condado y los jueces y la oficina de emergencia y la oficina de comunicaciones para coordinar todos los necesario que se necesita para nuestros residentes en lo regional, en lo estado y en lo local, particularmente todas esas personas que necesitan prepararse por distintas condiciones de salud. Nuestro condado tiene un número significante de residentes que tienen necesidades médicas y necesitan equipos médicos. Es importante que estos residentes estén comunicados con el Departamento de Fort Bend de médico y de asistencia para necesidades funcionales. Es importante que también usted visite esta web que es el www.enablefortbend.com o se contacte también o se registre para asistencia al número 281-633-7795. Nuestro Departamento de Salud también va a proveer información sobre establecimientos donde puedan tener comida y también en caso de que hayan perdido la luz, puedan tener también agua y la comida necesaria para estos días y que ustedes puedan estén seguros de que no coman nada que pueda estar, sean comida que ya esté pasada de tiempo. Tiene que minimizar esa opción. El Departamento de Salud y Preparación también le dice a los residentes que llenen sus prescripciones con tiempo, que sus familiares le puedan ayudar para poder tener esto a su alcance para estos días que usted no va a poder salir. A los individuales y las familias también y a las personas que están sin hogar y que están en la calle, es importante que también busquen asistencia para estos días tan fríos y se contacten por favor con el condado de Fort Bend y servicios sociales para que los puedan asistir y también los pueden asistir telefónicamente. Como estas temperaturas se estiman que van a estar bajando, va a tener información extra el Departamento de Salud y Servicios de Protección a la Humanidad y también el EMS. Gracias.
At this time, I will invite our EMS Director, Chief Wade. Chief.
Howdy. Fort Bend County EMS is also fully staffed and prepared for the cold weather through the weekend and the first part of next week. Like you're doing at home, we have spent time earlier this week weatherizing all of our stations that enable us to keep our crews in those facilities in our districts to better respond to calls for emergency. One of the things I'd like to mention is if we do happen to get any wet weather over this cold weekend, is if you see fire or EMS vehicles out and about, sitting on the side of the road or traveling with their lights on, please cut them a little bit extra space, provide them a little bit safer environment with which to do their job as they're out trying to help others during this weather. There was talk about not using equipment that will produce CO. The fire marshal mentioned keeping those outside, keeping those far away from your residence. But even gas-powered furnaces can create a problem with CO, and so it's important to recognize the signs of carbon monoxide poisoning. Some of the signs and symptoms include headache, weakness, dizziness, nausea or vomiting, shortness of breath or confusion, and then leading to drowsiness or tiredness, and then potentially even unconsciousness. If there is a CO issue in a residence, these signs and symptoms won't be with one person. They may start with one person, but they will eventually become an issue for everybody in the house. So not only should you have that CO detector that the fire marshal recommended, but you should have an eye out for these signs and symptoms if you're using gas or internal combustion engine powered equipment to keep yourself warm or to keep the power on at your residence. Also, I'd like to mention to check on your elderly neighbors and your elderly family members. Frequently, if you can't bring them to your house, make sure that they're good, that they are in a warm place, that they have a warm environment, that their house, if the power goes out, that they have the mechanism with blankets and that to stay warm within the residence until the power comes back on. It's important. The elderly and the small children are the most susceptible to temperature extremes, and so we want to keep an eye on those that are closest to us, our neighbors and our family members, to make sure during this cold weather that they stay warm and that they stay well during this cold weekend. The other thing I would mention is that day in and day out for EMS and the emergency healthcare system, falls are the largest percentage of trauma calls that we receive. When if we get freezing moisture, then I would implore you to use caution. We always talk about driving, but falls are our largest traumatic injury every day. And when we get freezing moisture, falls around the house become an exponential problem both for you and for EMS. So please use caution if you don't have to go outside, not only to drive, but if you don't have to go outside your residence and walk down your sidewalk or your driveway, don't do it. Stay inside, keep yourself safe, and prevent those falls for us. It'll make your weekend better, it'll make our weekend better, and we'll come out of this looking well. And then lastly, everybody nowadays has one of these little devices that they keep with them. Be sure to keep them charged. If we do get into a rolling blackout, or like with the wind today, we have a lot of neighborhoods that are losing power because of the wind. You don't want to be caught without this, so you can call for assistance. You can monitor the social media of EMS, the Fire Marshal's Office, the Office of Emergency Medicine, and HHS. So be sure to keep these little things charged as well. Thank you.
El diputado Dudley Wade del departamento de EMS, director, nos dio estas palabras, que estemos bien preparados para estas temperaturas tan frías. Si durante la casa, si está en su casa también, tiene que prepararse y responder también a cualquier llamado. Y usted va a ver quizá los vehículos de EMS o de los bomberos. Si usted los ve, por favor deje el espacio para que entonces ellos puedan hacer su trabajo de supervisar las carreteras. Es importante también que si usted tiene estos síntomas, pues porque quizá usted estuvo expuesto al CO y puede ser que tenga dolor de cabeza, cabeza, debilidad, mareo, náusea, confusión, falta de aire, se siente, pierde un poco la conciencia, se siente cansado. Entonces es importante que usted esté alerta de estos síntomas para cualquiera que esté en la casa, usted o por cualquier otra persona que esté viviendo con usted. Y también es importante que nosotros estemos supervisando, viendo a los ancianos, miembros de la familia, los niños que puedan, que ellos son más susceptibles a estos cambios de temperatura. Entonces que sí preguntemos y cuidemos por ellos. También estos, aparte de estar en las rutas, que todos hablamos de esos peligros, un peligro grande también que tenemos es un trauma que podemos tener por estas temperaturas caídas, ¿no? Entonces tenemos que estar, también tenemos que estar precavidos de que tenemos también muchos casos a veces de gente que se cae porque los caminos o incluso si usted está dentro de la casa están patinosos. O sea, lo que le recomendamos es que realmente esté en su casa, no salga, porque a veces el salir al patio o salir afuera puede llegar a caerse, ¿no? No necesariamente que usted esté en un vehículo que se esté manejando. Entonces queremos que usted tome prevención de eso. Y últimamente lo que es importante es que sabemos que se puede llegar a ir la luz. Entonces, ¿qué tenemos que tener? Cargado nuestro celular. Siempre esté atenta a esa de que lo tenga cargado. ¿Okay? Gracias.
Next is definitely an important area we will be discussing, and as you all know, we love our pets, and it is important, and a lot of neglect happen in this kind of situations. And if you see, and I know Renee is going to talk about it, if you see that is happening as a citizen, you need to report. And we will be watching out, right? And so please come up, Renee Vasquez, and talk about, and also say that we are not going to tolerate if you ignore our pets. Please.
Yes, well, like Judge mentioned, during this extreme weather that we're going to have, Animal Services is going to be committed to ensure the safety and the well-being of our community pets. That means, in our shelter and outside of our shelter. So yes, absolutely. If you were to see something that someone feels that is extremely probably on the cruelty side, please give us a call. I'll probably keep repeating our number, 281-342-1512. With that being said, we do have some tips for animals that are in homes. As we all know, it's going to be cold, so if it's cold for you, it's probably cold for your pets as well. Please try to bring the pets in, keep them inside, do what you can to keep them out of the cold. We do understand that some of the pets can't be brought in homes. Maybe it's too big, maybe it's a pet that's just never been in a house. We always tell people, be smart about it. If you have a dog house, don't face the door towards the north side of it, just turn it around. Make sure that it has adequate space for the animal to be able to get in and be in a closed area. Using blankets, using hay. Go to your local feed store. You can buy hay. They love to get into the hay. Of course, if you use heat lamps, be careful with the hay. That could be definitely dangerous. But heat lamps are absolutely great as well. Bring your animal indoors. Bring your animal into a garage, into a shed. Whatever it takes. If you think about it, if it does reach to the teens, that's going to be extremely cold. And if there is any type of moisture, it's going to be really, really cold for that animal. So you definitely want to bring them in. Limit the outdoor activities that you do with your pets. If it's cold for you, again, it's probably cold for the pet. So you definitely want to monitor that. If you do have pets outside, always remember about their water pails, buckets, whatever you have. That will freeze super fast, and so if you have water, maybe you can keep water inside where you're able to to give that animal that kind of nutrients that they need. Last but not least, for those guys and people that are out there with our community cats, we didn't have that in here, but protect them. I know we've saved probably close to 7,000 cats here in the past 5 years, so we know there's a lot of community cats out there. There's different methods. People flip over bins, the plastic bins, make a hole in it, put hay in it. The cats will come and we'll get in warmth. You definitely want to take care of the little pets as well. That's all I got, and like Judge said, I mean, if you do see something that you feel is cruelty, please give us a call. Oh, and one more thing, if you are in need of a dog house, we have been, thankfully with the community, they donate a bunch of dog houses to us. We probably have maybe 30 or 40 dog houses, so if you need a dog house, please call the shelter. We'll be more than happy to give you one. We are open Saturday and Sunday, depending on the weather, but we are open till 3 p.m. Thank you.
Nos dio la palabra el señor René Vázquez del Servicio de Protección de Animales y es importante que con estas temperaturas tan bajas tengamos nuestros animales dentro de la casa para poder protegerlos. Si su animal está afuera, su mascota está afuera, que esté en un lugar seco. Y si usted está dentro de la jaula o de la casa de la mascota, le puede poner paja adentro, le puede poner unas cobijas, unas frazadas para que entonces pueda tener más protección con estas temperaturas. Limitar también las actividades fuera, o sea que no esté claro que que quizás su mascota tenga que salir por un momento para hacer sus necesidades, pero trate de mantenerla todo el tiempo dentro de la casa. También es importante que monitoree de que si usted tiene su mascota y le pone un bote de agua, sepa que esa agua se va a congelar. Y también es importante que en este tiempo tenga a su animal protegido y que pueda ponerle quizá alguna insulación o algún abrigo, alguna manta, algo para que le ayude a poder estar más protegido. Y estamos aquí para asistirle en nuestro shelter. Si usted necesita un lugar para poner su perro, una casa, una jaula, tenemos creo que disponibles unas 20, 30 y podemos quizá poder facilitárselas y puede llamar a nuestro departamento de asistencia. I think it's, okay, gracias.
So with that, we will move on to the next. Definitely one of our biggest support in our community is our community partners when it comes to any kind of emergency in Fort Bend County. And of course, I wanted to invite Brandon Barker, one of our best community partner when it comes to any kind of emergency from Attack Poverty. Brandon, please go ahead and we already know that you have a warming center ready ready to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon. My name is Brandon Baca, CEO of Attack Poverty. And as you know, we exist to empower people to attack poverty in their life and community. And we do this through strengthening our under-resourced areas through spiritual growth, education, revitalization, and basic needs. Our missional component of basic needs is such a vital part of how we partner with the Office of Emergency Management, especially during these seasons like this with potential of several nights with temperatures below freezing. That's why we will have a facility open in our North Rosenberg location as a shelter. Our Friends of North Rosenberg building is located at 1908 Avenue E in Rosenberg, Texas. This will function as a warming center overnight from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. starting on Sunday evening, January 14th. And we'll have that open for as many nights as we need. Moving forward. It's our experience that people tend to wait until it's too late or dangerously late. So if you know someone that needs access to a safe, warm environment or are experiencing power outages, don't wait. We want you to connect with family members, individuals, loved ones, friends, your neighbors. Please share this information. Even if you can help with transportation, we know that that's important for some of our neighbors that are in certain areas of our community that might need help getting to a shelter or a warming center, particularly our individuals who are unhoused in our community. Yet we want you to be careful. We need our community to be good neighbors showing needed care in this time. We will be open and we are here for you. We have Wi-Fi, access to electricity to charge devices. We have an open computer lab, as well as cots, blankets, drinking water and food on site. We're working to make as comfortable as possible overnight. And if there are power outages, we do have backup power resources in order to keep the power on in the warming center. Again, our Friends of North Rosenberg building is located at 1908 Avenue E in Rosenberg, Texas, and will be open from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. starting Sunday night. Our staff, our Attack Poverty staff and volunteers will be there to assist those in the community needing a place to go. Our program staff are certified in community emergency response as well as CPR and first aid. So we will be able to assist as needed and partnering with EMS and others to do so as well. We love our neighbors. We'll continue to stand up for you. It's always important in times like this, as you see, to lock arms together so we can make sure that our community is safe and secure. If you want to help through donations to support this effort, you can go to our website, attackpoverty.org, for directions and more information on warming centers. Visit the Fort Bend County website, Office of Emergency Management, or you can follow us, like everyone else is saying, on social. That's where we find our most up-to-date information on social media at Attack Poverty. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Nos dio el reporte el señor Brandon Baca del Departamento de Pobreza. Queremos saber también que vamos a estar abiertos acá en nuestras oficinas en la 1908 de la avenida E en Rosenberg, de 6 a 6 de la mañana, de 6 de la tarde a 6 de la mañana. Nuestro pobreza pues es algo importante para nuestra comunidad y queremos estar seguros de que ustedes tengan todo lo necesario para sus necesidades básicas. Nuestro componente, nuestras necesidades básicas y también cómo ustedes pueden contactarse también con nuestra oficina de manejo de emergencia, especialmente durante estas noches y estos días con tan bajas temperaturas que vamos a tener. Entonces vamos a estar operando y los amigos de Rosenberg van a estar ubicados aquí en el edificio de la 1908 de la avenida E en Rosenberg, y va a estar funcionando este centro de calentamiento desde las 6 de la tarde hasta las 6 de la mañana, y va a estar desde el domingo el 14 de enero y todas las noches que sean necesarias. Es importante de que ustedes sepan esta información porque queremos que ustedes estén protegidos, tengan un lugar para protegerse, para estar calientes y si tienen experiencias de que se les ha cortado la electricidad, por favor no esperen y busquen la asistencia. Es importante también que nos comuniquemos con nuestros seres queridos, nuestros amigos, nuestros vecinos para ver qué asistencia puedan tener. Quizá puedan llegar a tener necesidad de una transportación o poder pasarle esta información de saber a qué lugares ellos pueden también ocurrir. Puedan ir en caso de alguna emergencia que tengan. Nuestros amigos de North Rosenberg nuevamente están ubicados en la 1908 Avenida E en Rosenberg y van a estar abiertos desde las 6 de la tarde hasta las 6 de la mañana. Para poder asistir en la comunidad, y también en nuestro equipo nuestro equipo de emergencia también está equipado con primeros auxilios y CPR. Queremos mucho a nuestra comunidad y queremos que ustedes estén seguros, que ustedes estén protegidos y eso es lo más importante para nosotros. Bueno, Dios los bendiga. Gracias.
Thank you so much. Last 50 plus minutes, enough is said, I guess. And, so we spend 50 plus minutes to send all this information, and thank you for those who are joining us here today. Thank you again, and ask our residents to stay informed about the current severe weather conditions and proactively prepare for any kind of possible potential threats. Check on your neighbors, as Chief Wade said. Check on your neighbors, especially elderly, those who are with special needs, children. Help those who need require any preparation in responding to weather situation, this weather event. Be weather aware and prepared and vigilant. And I know that Fort Bend County, when it can any kind of emergency come, we all come together, and that's what we are known for. And I have no doubt we will do it again if it is warranted, and for sure. And especially a couple of our leaders, I just want to recognize our Park Director, Dan McCarthy, Nicole Lidet, our HR Director, Behavioral Health, Dr. Almeida, many other people. Thank you for joining us here today. And once again, let's get to work. And we are going to get to work. But again, I just wanted to say, those who are watching, we will do everything possibly we can, but you have a role to play. Make sure your role you're playing so that we all come out of this safely. And also, I always say this, I rather have people have a little more information than they should, or other than coming back and saying, I didn't know what happened, kind of thing. So we are doing our part. Please do your part so that we could help you. We could work to help you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Are there any questions from media?
Quick question. I know you guys had mentioned a few different warming shelters. Can you hear me now? I know you guys had mentioned a few different warming shelters. Is there, what's the best place for residents to go to get like a list of the warming shelters or things like that?
Yeah. I will ask Greg, perhaps please come forward, sir. Just give it next.
Yes, thank you for the question. Again, warming centers are going to be published at fbcoem.org, also on the county webpage, Fort Bend County's homepage, on all social medias that everybody talked about. Attack Poverty will be sharing those locations of theirs. Our HHS department is pushing those out along with our county judge department, and then the EOC on our staff will be sharing all that information. So share, right? And then that bleeds all over social media and everybody gets awareness. So I'm hoping that there won't be anything undiscovered. Again, anybody can call our office and get those locations. We can give those to you. Thank you.
Assuming there is no other question, thank you for being here, everyone. Thank you.